Universities in emerging economies, South Africa can boast 6 institutions which feature out of a total of 100. Now, this according to the Times Higher Education World University Rankings for Emerging Economies. And they are measured in a range of outcomes, including teaching and research. The industry also links international outlook, among other things, in compiling this data. Now, out of the 440 universities that were ranked, the universities of Cape Town, Witwatersrand, Stellenbosch, Pretoria, KwaZulu-Natal and Johannesburg, that's UJ, made it into the top 100. UCT came in at number 9, Wits at 11, Stellenbosch 24, UKZN 49, Pretoria 78 and the University of Johannesburg at number 99. And Vice-Chancellor and Principal of the University of Johannesburg, that's UJ, Professor Tshilidzi Marwala, is with us to talk about this. Thanks so much for coming through.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Sakina.
Let me ask first and foremost, are you satisfied with where UJ came in these rankings?
Well, I think we have done well, but certainly we are not satisfied. We want to be number 1. That is our goal, and we are working towards that.
So what is the importance of a survey like this? You know, when these universities are ranked, what does it actually mean for the institution, first and foremost?
Maybe we should just look at what are the measures that these rankings actually measure. The first measure is teaching and learning. Are you teaching well? Of course, that is important. If we are going to give good education, we have to teach well. The second measure is research. Are you creating knowledge? Very, very important. Universities are there to create knowledge for society, for industries, and for people. And the third thing is international outlook. Because many of our graduates, often they operate in very international world, so they have to understand the world. So it is important that we have international students in our classrooms. It is important that we have international staff in our classrooms, and it is important that we take our students to go and visit other universities around the world. Then the other measure is citation. What is the impact of what you are doing in research on your key stakeholders? Are you writing papers? Are you doing research that people are actually using it? So very, very key. And then the last measure is how much industry support do you enjoy? And they measure how much money you can be able to raise from industry. Again, all these measures are very important to create an environment to give excellent education to our students.
So you made it into the top 100, but of course, sitting at number 99, the University of Cape Town comes in at 9. So what have they done, would you say, much better than you did at UJ?
No, look, University of Johannesburg was only formed in 2005. University of Cape Town was formed more than 100 years old. So those are some of the measures, because when they go into the internet or into the research database and they look for research that was done at the University of Johannesburg, they can only go in the last 13 years.
So everything that happened under Rao is not considered?
No, of course, because the names are obviously quite different, you know. So what happens, especially when it comes to citations, they just look at how many papers were cited that were written by researchers at the University of Johannesburg, you know. So, and I think that is the issue of the measure that we are managing, and I think we're managing well.
So when it comes to these rankings, now, what will you be doing as the University of Johannesburg to obviously improve your current ranking?
Well, one of the things that we are doing, we have an internationalization strategy. This international strategy is actually consolidating our international outlook. For example, we just introduced Africa by Bus, where we take our students to the rest of the African continent. We have gone as far as Zambia. We are not satisfied. We think Zambia is too close. We hope to be able to take our students to maybe Tanzania by bus. And it is important for us to take them by bus, because when you fly to places, you don't experience the cultural differences along the way. So that is one of the things that we are doing. Our number of international students are actually increasing. Currently, we are sitting at 3,800, and we hope to be having 5,000 international students by the year 2020. It's a steep objective, but it's an objective that we are determined to meet. We are consolidating our relationships with our key stakeholders. So we want to increase the amount of money that we are raising from industry. Our research agenda is actually growing very, very fast. In fact, we are growing faster than any other university in South Africa in terms of research output. So we produce in excess of 2,000 research units per year. And just 4 years ago, we were only just producing half of that. So there are many, many things that we are doing in order for us to be able to create an environment to be able to educate our people well.
With that said, do you find that students actually, take into cognizance these rankings when choosing an institution to go and further their studies? Yes
and no, It depends, if you want to do a PhD, maybe it is more important who you do a PhD with, because, for example, if you wanted to do a PhD in artificial intelligence, maybe the best academics in South Africa are actually at the University of Johannesburg, and you will have to come to the University of Johannesburg to get good education. So I think it's not as significant to students as we would like it to be. But certainly it is something that is important to us.
And perhaps just as we conclude this interview, just away from the rankings, how has the registration process gone at UJ this year?
Absolutely very well. We have registered 40,000 students. Our numbers of students that we are expecting is 52,000. You will see what is happening to 12,000. These are returning students. We still are registering students until this Friday. Some of the students, certainly at the postgraduate level, we are going to be registering throughout the year because they don't come necessarily at the beginning of the year. People who are coming to do a PhD might have just finished a master's maybe in 3 months' time. That's when their thesis results are going to come out. So we register throughout the year. So it has gone very, very well.
And walk-ins?
We don't really allow walk-ins at the University of Johannesburg, but when students do walk in, we are able to assist them.
All right. Professor, thanks so much for stopping by. Interesting conversation there. Thanks to Vice-Chancellor and Principal of the University of Johannesburg, Professor Tshilidzi Marwala. UJ ranked 99 in the top 100 according to Times Higher Education, the World University Rankings for Emerging Economies. It is now just before 8. We're going to take a break.